Rosenberg here. In this video, we're going to talk about the best times to eat to lose weight, okay? This is based on a technique called intermittent fasting, where you're going for a longer period of time without eating, because what will happen, that will fix a condition called insulin resistance. And that's where your insulin is too high, but it's not working that well. So this, in the presence of insulin, you will not lose weight. In fact, if you have a belly, that's because you have too much insulin. Okay, so to correct that, we do intermittent fasting. Now, when you do intermittent fasting and you're going either 2 meals or 3 meals or 1 meal, whatever, don't worry about losing your muscle. You will not lose your muscle. This protects proteins and muscle. In fact, it's a good way to increase testosterone and growth hormone, both fat-burning hormones, both hormones that actually help build up muscle. So you're not going to lose muscle by doing this. Most people will not be able to do 2 meals a day. They'll have to start out with 3 meals a day, but the goal is to graduate to 2 meals a day if you really want to lose some serious weight. But if you actually have insulin resistance, it's going to be hard to go without eating because your blood sugars are all messed up. But the goal is what I'm going to show you right here, okay? But it might take a couple of weeks or even a month to get into this. So you might have to start off doing 3 meals a day. But ideally, the best time to eat would be at 11:30 in the morning, okay? So you eat 11:30, and then the next time you eat would be 5 o'clock. Now, if you cannot do this, then eat at 4:30. So the goal is at 11:30 to be very, very satisfied when you eat. Don't just have a little thing. Have a good, solid meal of protein, greens, and some healthy fat. Okay, don't go low fat. It'll mess you up. So you want to adjust the fats till you're very satisfied so you can go from this meal to this meal. If you can't go from this meal to this meal, that means that you did not have enough fat. Now, it's okay to be a little hungry right about 5, but if you're ravenously hungry where you're just having blood sugar issues, you have to go back to 3 meals a day. You haven't graduated yet. So, and the feeling that you're going to feel is your stomach is going to be a lot less bloated. You're going to feel like your stomach is shrinking and coming in because you're burning off that belly fat. This is the best way to lose your belly, okay? Because basically we're storing insulin levels. And then at night, same thing, protein, greens, and fat at 5 o'clock till you're very, very satisfied. So you can go from that point all the way till the morning, all right? Now, what are your concerns? Maybe you're going to be starving your body? No, you're not, because an average body has a lot of reserve, and I'm talking about fat, to live off of. So you're basically living off of fat between here and here and here, right here. So the goal is to be able to switch. When you're eating, you're burning off the calories from eating, and then when you're not eating, switching over to fat burning to burn off your own body fat. That whole switch is controlled by insulin. So once you heal this by doing this, you'll be able to do it more and more and more very easily. But it takes a while to kind of graduate into it. I think the biggest problem with people doing this or intermittent fasting is it's such a habit to eat. It's such a routine thing that people snack on foods when they get home. So that is going to be your biggest barrier to overcome, is breaking the habit of just eating so frequently. There are huge bodybuilders that I know that eat once or twice a day. They don't eat all day. So, and there's really skinny people that eat 5 meals a day. And well, they're going to actually end up having problems with this down the road. But the point is, the habit to break would be the frequent eating. Now, this is going to save you a lot of money because you're not going to have to buy as much food. So that's a positive thing. And you're also going to feel a lot healthier. Your brain, your cognitive function, and you're going to fix all the other health problems that are connected to this. So if you're new at this, start off with 3 meals a day with no snacking, and then graduate into 2 until you reach your goal. Then you can decide if you want to stick to 2 or go to 3. It really depends on a couple factors. Your age. If you're younger, you're probably going to need 3 meals. If you're exercising like crazy, you're going to need 3 meals. But a lot of people that are even exercising, they do 2 meals and they feel incredible. And once you get into fat burning, you're going to have a hard time going back to the sugar, running your body on sugar, because you're basically tapping into your own fuel source. And by the way, fat burning or ketosis was the original fuel that our bodies were running on way back. So it wasn't until recently that we started getting into the whole running our bodies on sugar, in probably the last 100 years. So this is a very natural thing for our bodies. Our bodies like to burn fat, but we have to practice intermittent fasting to be able to do this, okay? So it's 11:30 and 5 o'clock. Go ahead and try this and put your comments below.